you have a situation, if you're representing the buyer and the seller has a long-term lease in place, wouldn't you ask for a commission from the seller on that lease to get them out of it?
Generally, no. I mean, to be honest with you, the lease assignment is part of the business transaction. So you value the business based on the business itself. And as far as the lease goes, I mean, obviously, if the buyer's buying the business, it's contingent on them being able to get that lease assigned. The landlord has already paid a commission on the lease, so the landlord is not going to pay another commission, right?
That's what we asked the seller.
But yeah, no, I mean, we don't, as a general rule, at least I've never factored that into part of the deal, in addition to the purchase price of the business or an extra value. I can tell you one thing that does affect the value is if they have a lease that's under market and the landlord says in the assignment that, oh yeah, we'll assign it with an amendment to bring it up to market, then we have to go back to the value of the business, because now, your SDE might go from 150,000 down to 100,000, or 250,000 down to 200,000 or whatever, because the rent we know is going to increase based on that assignment and amendment. And so there may be a detrimental effect on the value of the business because of that. And then, that's a discussion with the sellers, just like, well, it's not us doing it, it's the landlord. This is what's going on, but this is the effect.
Gotcha.
So yeah, I usually don't deal with the lease part of it very much. I mean, usually it's I'll instruct the buyer how to package up the application and what to send with it in order to make it easier to get it assigned. And usually, to get, we obviously want a favorable response. But aside from that, there's really no monetary value to the lease in the transactions that I do typically, unless the business owner owns the building and they want to do a long-term lease rather than selling it. And then I will charge them a leasing fee. But that's a different situation. If it's a third-party landlord, then the lease really doesn't have much value. So, but I like your approach, John. That's creative.
I mean, I just figured, hey, if we can save you $500,000, isn't it worth paying us a 15,000 commission to get the deal, pushed across the finishing line? So,
if I'm the seller, my argument is going to be, yeah, you're saving me $500,000 on the lease, but I also no longer have the business that was generating me X amount of income that was paying for that lease. So from their standpoint, they're losing the cash flow when they sell the business. They're losing that cash flow that was covering that liability anyways. So it's kind of a wash.
Right. Trying to do it into the whole negotiation for the sale of the business.
Yeah.
It wasn't, the asking price was not, it just wasn't worth it in my opinion. So just tried to be a little bit creative. That's all.
Yeah. No, I get it.